Hi everyone, welcome back to Catching Some Z's with all of us today. I'm Rishal.
I'm Nina.
I'm Zen.
And I'm Lori.
And today the topic that we will be focusing on is Through Our Eyes, Gen Z in a Changing Nation. But what does that mean? What do you guys think it means?
I think Gen Z in a changing nation through our eyes means that we get to talk freely about Gen Z in person, and because we are Gen Z, so we're going to share about our experiences being a Gen Z and so on. So what about you, Zen?
I think it highlights the importance of Gen Z in today's society and what's the role of a Gen Z and how can we impact the world as a Gen Z.
By my point of view, I see that we can compare the generation of our parents and ours so that we could combine the technology that we use right now.
Yeah, exactly. So now what does it mean that we are in a changing nation? Like what has changed, honestly? Like I'll go first. For me, the timeline where I noticed that there was been a transition from where we were previously to where we are now was when on the car rides to church, like with my parents, we usually used to play DVDs and CDs of like Christian music that we would listen to on the way to church. But then it reached a point where my mom started using Bluetooth connection for all our music, and so our CDs just started collecting dust. And I was like, that is the transition that is the changing nation we're living in right now. Like, do you guys have any similar experiences?
I think a similar experiences I have is I used to watch my brother playing Xbox all the time when I was a kid, when I was like 6 years old, 7 years old, like that. But now I rarely see him playing on the TV, but I see him play it more on his PC rather than playing on the TV. Because it's on the Xbox. I know there's PS5, but you can have the PS5 on your own laptop too.
Yeah, exactly. Even for like my family, like my brother loves playing consoles, and now he can play it anywhere at any time because of Bluetooth connection. There's no wiring needed. Yeah, it's like the transition from wired to wireless. That's also one of them.
I think people change from pirating CDs to pirating websites nowadays.
Exactly.
And I think in terms of learning, right, it's like we are learning from a bottom-up approach, which means that it's on-demand learning. When we want to learn anything, it's at our fingertips. So we don't have to wait for anyone to teach us. You can just search everything online, especially with AI now.
Yeah, exactly. Everything is at our fingertips.
Yeah, to me, I like to play, so before I always playing outside with my friends, but right now I don't have to go outside. We just play an older video game like PUBG and Fire.
Yeah,
we can connect together as well.
I play Roblox with my friends now.
Yeah.
We don't go outside.
Yeah, I feel like on the same note, I used to play a lot of board games physically with my friends, but not every board game has a website. So all I have to do is log in. If I want to play Uno, I just go to uno.com and then I just add on. Like, we should play later. How about that?
Oh my gosh.
That would be so fun. We should definitely do that. And so now, if we are on the topic of being in a changing nation, I feel like even with the new MADANI values that were set out by our Prime Minister, one of the things that catches my eye is innovation, because that truly defines a changing nation, in my opinion. So, innovation, what do you think is like the biggest innovation? Like what Zen said, like artificial intelligence, I feel like that is so intriguing. And I want to hear how you guys use artificial intelligence.
So, how do you use artificial intelligence?
In my point of view, I use artificial intelligence because and Gen Z, we are chronically online and we use AI a lot. We use it for learning, getting advices, we use it as someone to talk with, express our feelings, and maybe ask dumb questions.
Yeah, exactly.
And what makes AI fun is because it's not human.
Yeah.
So we can just express anything that we want to say, and it gives us a straightforward answer with details and elaborations that we needed to hear.
Yeah, exactly. And even on that point, I know that students who think their questions are very stupid. Like when I think about asking a question to my lecturer or to my teacher, I'll think twice whether this question will get her mad or will be a proper question. So to avoid all that stress and anxiety, I just go to AI and ask it the very dumb question that I want to ask. And the best thing about AI, it will always reply with great question. That is always
very optimistic.
Yeah, very optimistic. As much as AI will probably take over the world someday, it's glad to know that they think my question is not dumb.
To to be honest, I ask a lot of dumb questions to AI also, and because like when you use ChatGPT, right, there's like a search history
Oh
right
yeah.
on the corner. Then I'm like afraid to show my friends because it's so embarrassing.
I agree with you. Oh my gosh.
Well, I think people, because of the use of AI, right, people might call us Gen Zs as the lazy generation.
Yeah.
And I think because we use AI in almost everything, so I think we should also prioritize the ethics in using AI. And now I just to share it with you guys now, according to the researchers at MIT's Media Lab, over-reliance on AI make people more productive but less motivated and may lead to a potential decrease in critical thinking skills. So think twice before you use AI.
Yeah, exactly. You have to be very mindful when using artificial intelligence. Like for me, the way I use AI is even when I ask AI a question, I won't be taking its answer word for word because sometimes it doesn't align with our syllabus. So each time I ask a math question or a chemistry question, I'll actually like go through exactly like what it's being said, and then I'll double check certain things. Like I'll question, wait, why are you doing this? Why is x equal to 0 in this instance? And so it'll give me an elaboration and all of that. So it's like my personal tutor, and I don't even have to pay a single penny, you know, for any of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, how about you, Nuri?
Yeah, I use my AI. I use AI to personalize my daily lives. Like we're students, we were pack of time, so
Yeah.
to
It's to like like to categorize the times of day, to like allocate your time. Yeah.
We have our
Time
break
blocks.
times. Yes.
Ask AI to make a timetable for
Yes.
us.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna say.
Maybe I should do that too, you know, because like even with my homeworks and all, I'm very like on the spot in the sense of when I have homework, I do the homework, and then sometimes there's some that I haven't completed, some that's even earlier in the day, and so maybe yeah, I should do that actually, you know, like for planning my day, it would be very helpful, you know, I get more things done.
Apparently, my sister uses AI to make a study table.
Oh wow, yeah, actually,
It's
yeah.
very useful.
Yeah, as much as like what they say, it makes you like less motivated. I feel like even if we use it in an ethical way, it's actually motivates us even more, you know, because it takes the workload of like the not really useless tasks, but the tasks that are very time consuming and give us more time to complete our work as fast as possible and then do other things also.
Yeah.
Like I feel like the biggest thing about artificial intelligence is it gives us more time. Like I realize I get to spend more time on like leisure activities. Like I love to read. As we talked about it yesterday also, like all our hobbies and everything. And I love to read. And so I find myself having more time to read after giving some of my tasks to AI to help me solve and complete. You know. Yeah.
But we can't trust AI in everything, you know.
Yeah.
Because for a personal story, like I joined a case study competition like a few weeks ago, and then we need to like do some research, find some sources, and then so we just ask ChatGPT everything. ChatGPT is like our fifth teammate, you know. So we just ask ChatGPT about everything, and then when we are doing our references, our citations, we realize ChatGPT made up everything. So nothing exists there. It's just take data. So yeah, be careful when using AI.
That would actually scare me. I wouldn't use AI for the rest of my life. Oh my
Do
gosh.
you guys know about the latest trend on TikTok? Wait, it's not a trend, but it's a video that went viral on TikTok. It's where the bunny's jumping on a trampoline.
I think I've seen that actually. Elaborate.
So it's a video of AI of bunnies jumping on a trampoline, and many believe that it was real, but it was actually AI. So yeah, we should be aware of AI.
Yeah, exactly. Like on topic of like the harms of AI, also like its dangers, is I remember seeing, I don't watch Love Island, but this came across on my feed in the sense where there's this perfume company that was using AI to use deepfake technology to adjust the contestant's face to make it seem like she was promoting their brand. And so their sales went up, but when people found out it was AI, they got so mad at the company. But the actual contestant hasn't come out to say anything about it. And the company is earning big bucks from using deepfake technology. It's quite dangerous, you know.
It is dangerous.
Yeah, it's very dangerous. So yeah, mindfulness in artificial intelligence can bring us to a more like Madani nation, you know, per se. Yeah, and on the topic of like Madani, there's also like care and compassion in the sense where our generation is more mentally mature. What do you all think about that?
Well, in my point of view, I think it's because as Gen Zs, we are not afraid to fight or speak up about what is right for equality.
Yeah.
I think that we have like information overload from a young age, which means that we can listen to many different sides of story. Like you can just search online, you can compare different articles.
Yeah,
different views.
exactly.
So it allows us to make more informed decisions and to think more, rationally and in a neutral manner.
Yeah, exactly. Louis,
Yeah,
how
I think
is
so too. I think mental maturity is about the ability to think no matter what age we are.
Yeah, like we have the mental capacity to comprehend these
Yeah.
bigger, more mature topics at such a young age, that it even impresses like the older generations. Like, there's been many instances where we are more mentally mature in the sense where, like, even our generation studies have shown that we are one of the more, one of the few generations that is very aware on mental health issues. Like, we are more outspoken about anxiety and depression and all of these issues which lead to a more healthy environment online and in the workplace. Like, in every single way, we are bringing a good impact mentally to everyone. Yeah.
I think that, to quote a study by McKinsey, right, Gen Z captures how technology has produced a hyper-connective generation, very comfortable with collecting and cross-referencing many sources of information.
Yeah.
So it really allows us to make more informed decisions.
Yeah, exactly.
And to make impacts, to impact our work socially. And for instance, you can find volunteer opportunities online.
Yeah,
and you
exactly.
can, join different NGOs that's available online, like Project ID, Teach for Malaysia, and so on.
Yeah.
So it really opens a door of opportunities for us.
Yeah, exactly. We become more proactive also,
Yeah,
I feel,
yeah.
as a generation, And even with like what we mentioned earlier, everything's at our fingertips, You don't have to go to the institution to go take their form, fill it up, pass it back in, and
You
then
can
pick it
just
up
search it
again.
on the web.
Yeah, search it on the web, find the registration form online, like fill it up with your cursor, and then you're done. And then you're already involving yourself into better causes, for our generation and for the generations to come also.
It really saves our time.
Yeah, exactly. Like Gen Z in a changing nation, I feel like we're bringing such a good impact to the people around us. As much as we are in a changing nation, I feel like this entire prompt could be rephrased to Gen Z is changing the nation,
Yeah.
Like I feel like we are changing the nation more than we see, and more than we think. It's not just us in Malaysia, but all around the world. Like everyone is like collectively doing things for the betterment of the future generations
It's like
also.
we are together in this.
Yeah, we're all in this together. Like, you watch have any of you watched High School Musical?
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
We're all in this together. So yeah, we're like the High School Musical generation of the
Yeah.
generations.
And
And so, yeah.
It actually, in order to make the world a safer place where each and every person gets to live life normally, this actually leads us to making the world a safer place.
Yeah.
Because everybody is able to express their feelings by the mental health awareness and so on.
Yeah, agree.
And then it also increases like transparency, right? Because
Yeah.
everything is online.
Yeah.
So you don't get to know a lot of stuff. So
We
it
get
really-
both sides of the story, every
yeah.
single side. Like we get the truth
Yeah.
based on our own decisions and how we process the information that's given to us.
Yeah.
Already like a process-forward generation, don't you think?
I do.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. And so I feel like as our time is coming quite short, also, I feel we can close by giving our final thoughts on what we think we see in our generation and for the future generations. Like, what else do you think we can impact in the future?
Well, I think common sense is part of the mentality maturity too. Because if common sense we say it particularly judgment that we use every day, but mental maturity goes further by adding emotional control, empathy, and the ability to think about the long-term consequences.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I think Gen Z needs to have the common sense.
Yeah, common sense and mental maturity go hand in hand, obviously.
Yes.
With common sense, you get mental maturity, and with that, you can think more comprehensively. And so, yeah, I feel like that we had such an amazing discussion earlier, and it was so nice. Thanks for catching us on Catching Some Z's, and we will see you later. Bye bye.
So which color is these?